The Artist Room podcast with Jess.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jess, the host for the Artist Room podcast. Here we talk about music, creativity, inspiration, and everything in between. You already know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, follow to the Artist Room podcast or to me, Jess, at Where's Jess, WhereSjess. And joining me today is an independent music artist, rapper, producer, and content creator. He is creating from his most organic self. We have BMAR.
Thanks for having me. This is dope.
Yes, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing well. Working, just working. Music constantly, being independent. It's a lot of work, but we're here. I'm grateful. Glad to be here.
Yes, I'm so glad that you were able to join today. Where are you from?
I'm from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Um, Parents originally from New York, so I pop out there a lot as well. Mom's from the Bronx, dad's from Manhattan, but we're here in PA. That's where I'm from.
Okay, so you claim PA. I got you. I
Yeah,
got you.
yeah, yeah. I got to. I was born here, and I live
Okay.
here. So
How old are you?
I'm 27. I just turned 27. Christmas Day that just passed. Christmas baby.
Ooh, we have a Sagittarius. Okay.
Capricorn.
Capricorn? Oh,
Capricorn.
I
Yeah.
thought December was Sagittarius.
So I think I'm not like super not like knowledgeable on that, but December 20th, I think to like early January's caps, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I just know I'm a
Ooh,
Capricorn.
you you know it better than I do. I trust that you know yourself. Um, okay, cool. I feel like you speak multiple languages. Or is that like, should I?
Nah, I don't. I mean, I know the bad words in Spanish, but I don't know like how to hold a conversation. But I don't. I'm Puerto Rican, but I don't speak Spanish. No, which is
Mm.
sad. I blame myself.
Did your parents teach you?
No, I think the reason they didn't teach me is so they can talk shit about me without me knowing. Like I'm not even lying. Like my dad would say something, and I'll be like, "They're talking about me," and then he'll just yell at me after, and I'm like, "Ah, okay." So they were gatekeeping,
Mm.
but I picked up on the bad words over the years, so we'll learn one day.
Okay.
Already getting into the trauma. 10 minutes, 5 minutes into the episode.
Look, we it just builds
Oh,
character,
brother, I love it.
right? So that's not all who you are, and we know that for sure. You do so many different other things. And even though what you do doesn't make you are who you are, and there's just things that you do on top of that, which is a whole other conversation within itself. So some of the things you do is you're a creator, rapper, producer, content creator, and you do this by telling stories, telling your story, even doing tutorials, music tutorials, how you
Yes.
I think you posted a video on how you sampled one of Kanye's songs. And you also give advice for other independent artists, which is actually really helpful. So if y'all haven't seen that, definitely check that out. Um, with all these things that you're doing, what was the catalyst for you to start?
Yeah. I mean, just the overall like inspiration, what made me want to do all this. I would say mainly it's you love music, right? You like this shit. You like the culture. You grow up in it, listening to hip hop specifically myself, and as you start to grow your career and start to gauge like where you want to go, I think your morals kind of have to be personified in a way. Like the reason I give advice and give tutorials, not because I don't want to be the spokesperson, but I know how it feels when you're starting out at first and you don't have any resources. So I always try my best to just, give gems. I feel like that's what people really need nowadays, guidance and just help. And I'm one to seek help as well, not just give out. I'm always looking up information, try to advance my career and myself and my music. But yeah, I think the overall seed though it's just loving music, period. Because I would not be giving advice and looking things up if I didn't care about it, you know? That's like anything in life. You don't put any time and attention to something you don't have any feelings for, you know? So I think just that, you know, at the end of the day, aside from the business, producing, engineering, all that stuff, I think overall is just when you actually make a song and it like changes how you feel. That's that's all I do it for, to be honest. And we're trying to scale that, you know, and have a career, you know, like yourself, you know, you do your thing. We love this so much. We want to find out ways to sustain this as a career, you know. So that's where I'm at. You know, it's all about the love though, first and foremost, for sure.
Okay, no, for sure. I definitely see that. Just having that not only gift but the desire to pursue
Mm.
it, for sure. That makes complete sense. What are some things that felt difficult in the beginning when you first started that now feel easier now that you started?
Right. And that's a good question, man. I mean, there's so many off the top of my head. I would say mixing, to be like nitty gritty, like specific. You know, you hear everyone as an engineer. You know, everyone's in the studio. You have to do this. I mean, we got guys like Russ, you know, mixing and mastering other songs by himself and going quadruple platinum and selling out the world, you know, and you see that and they're like, yo, he uses the same software I use, you know, like that was a big one in the beginning. Learning to trust your sound and like learning off YouTube and trial and error. Mixing was a big one. I've had engineers tell me to my face, "Oh, you need to use Pro Tools. You need to be in the studio." And I hear their mixes and I hear mine. I'm like, I don't know about that one, man. I think I'm good over here. You know, I'm all for advice, but I'm not for trying to box somebody in creatively or on their journey. There's no right way to do anything in life. I feel like there's multiple avenues. That so the mixing, and I also say just the in terms of the release of the music. You know, a lot of people, a lot of artists rather overthink that everything has to be perfect. Everything has to be. I have to put it out when I feel. Nah, you when you first start anything in the beginning, you're not the best. You're shitty actually in the beginning. So you have to get out all the you know the rough drafts. You have to get out all the first songs and the mixes that are gonna suck. My first mixes were trash, but at the time I was like, oh man, this is the best ever. I was riding to it in my car. Um, but over time, you see the progression as time goes on. You know, so um, yeah, I'd say that. You know, just not overthinking the process, just trusting it and just whatever you're inspired by, just putting it out in the moment. You know, you're never gonna get those feelings back. You know, like if you're heartbroken, make a song about being heartbroken. If you're feeling yourself, record. You know, don't overthink it. Don't try to dress it in a and market it in a way that's going to hinder the actual organic flow of when it's released and how people feel. You know what I mean? So I'd say that, you know, just trust your intuition. Yeah, not to ramble. I ramble a lot, but you know.
No, you're good. You're good. So with being on the fact about giving advice or receiving advice, you obviously have put out content out there giving advice to other independent artists because you already started. So you're kind of giving out your firsthand experiences, which is amazing, by the way, because a lot of people don't start or they gatekeep themselves from
Yeah,
the world. Um, has anyone ever came back to you and said how you helped them start or help them out?
definitely. Couple close friends, you know, just I'm a big marketing guy. I'm all about like running ads and doing stuff like that, you know, and telling a couple dudes, some artists I know, you know, try this, you know, put a couple bucks towards that, create a visual, and they'll do it. And they're like, oh man, like I'm seeing numbers, and that's all I want, you know. And I'm not the spokesperson. I don't have 10 trillion followers, but if I know something works and we're in a circle, you know what I mean? We're tight. I love giving that, you know, and they might give me something like, hey man, like, you know, your merch, you should do something different, or you should use this vendor. Like I like that exchanging information. It's important. But yeah, I had a couple of artists reach back out just off the little things that in my head they're like the smallest things ever. They're like, oh man, like I understand now. And I'm like, that's the best feeling, man.
Mhm.
Aside from money, when someone listens to you, I mean, I feel like as a human, that's a good feeling, whether it's music or not. When someone hears you out and takes your perspective serious and applies it, you're like, that it's confirmation, that word. I'm leading people in the right direction and for the right reasons too. You know what I mean? So just out of being genuine. So yeah, man, I had a couple artists, but it's always a good feeling, and then they end up learning something and telling you, and it's you guys just kind of grow at the same pace at that point, you know.
Mhm.
I'd say that.
Okay, that's awesome. That's awesome. Building that community, not gatekeeping, helping other people out, because you never know what doors could open for you when you keep that door open for somebody else, right? So,
100%. 100%.
mhm. um, so as far as your sound goes, right? You have a versatile sound, I would say. R&B, rap, um, you even have some reggae out there.
Yeah.
So there's different things that you're putting out. Um, what kind of separates you from another, music artist, whether they're a rapper, producer, or so forth?
I don't know if it separates, but the one thing I do that I feel like a lot of artists, from what I see, at least locally, or just online, is I don't box myself in. I grew up listening to a lot of music, and I realized I just like creating things I genuinely think are cool, and I just go for it. I feel like a lot of artists should focus on that. Obviously, I'm not going to tell people what to do, how to create. It's not my job. But I would advise, if you're feeling risky or if you want to try something a little left, like go ahead and do it. I was embarrassed to sing at first when I started this journey, and then I started singing more, getting better. I'm like, oh, okay, man, I make good R&B songs. So I'd say, man, just follow your gut, and this is an art form. This is like painting, this is like drawing, this is an art form, and you got to be expressive. You can't put a boundary on art. You can't put a boundary on creativity. Well, I mean, what are we doing? This is not a job. This is not a 9 to 5. We already have to deal with so many restrictions with life, with bills and deadlines and et cetera. So when it comes to the music, man, I'm open because that's the only true time I can be free, without true consequences or like repercussions. Like I can have fun, and plus it expands your taste and it expands your fans too. Like I made a song with a kid named Foles. Shout out him. He's dope. He's from Nigeria, and I had an R&B song. I found him on the gram, just like I found this, your pod and everything. And I reached out to him. We have kids in Nigeria bumping our song now. Like, yo, like it's insane, just from expanding your sound. If I was to be like, oh man, nah, I need someone who only raps from New York. It's like,
Mhm.
what are we doing? We're boxing ourselves in. We're making the horizon smaller. So, I guess in a nutshell, man, just take risks. Take risk and don't be afraid to fail. And another thing is, you don't have to put everything out. If you try something and it's not sounding the way you want, you can just keep that on your hard drive, man. Keep it pushing. I'll work on that later on, but yeah, I think it's a mental thing. I think it's fear of being judged that a lot of artists struggle with internally, and you have to get over that. You have to just see your
Yeah,
potential.
no, for sure. Thank you. Definitely, I can see how for a value that you have for yourself is you're not going to limit yourself. And no matter the projections and limitations that other people may place on themselves, you're not going to do that for you because whatever you want to do is what you're going to do. Um, and I can see how, you know, people do project a lot. And it's
Yeah,
important as like a creative to not internalize those projections and to understand like that's you, but I'm gonna do me.
right.
So I can definitely see that with the sound that you're creating for yourself and just overall how you carry yourself in general. Um, so from any genre, how do you feel about music today? Because some people will say music is not music anymore. Um, People who shouldn't be famous are becoming famous now. Like, what's your take on that?
Yeah, I mean, the accessibility, people blow up on TikTok and which is dope for me, So I'm an
Mhm.
independent artist. I love that, but how I feel, man, it's like I saw a Russ interview earlier today and he broke it down. He was like, there's not a lot of monolithic hits anymore, meaning like there's not one. Back then, we had the radio. We had to go. I sound old as hell, but we had the radio. We had the cop CDs, and there was like one thing being pushed, even back to like 2014, even or like before the internet got huge and like Spotify or SoundCloud rather. I'm sorry. I feel like now we live in a world where everybody has their own algorithm, and all these artists are eating because they all have their set of fans. Like you don't have to be Katy Perry or Bruno Mars to eat now. You know, and in terms of like how I feel about the music, I think that's beautiful, low key, because I think it gives everybody a space to like what they like and listen to what they listen to. And there are people who are famous who I agree they shouldn't be, but who am I to judge? I mean, whether they're plants or whether they were
Mhm.
sent to do that, I get deep when it comes to that stuff. But I think we live in a world where we can choose, though. Even though they are famous, we don't have to. That's not the only song that's being played. Like we can delete that. Don't recommend me this on Spotify and find stuff we like. We live in a freedom based time right now when it comes to music. I had people, the Spotify raps they do at the end of the year.
Yeah.
I had a couple people from different states. They had like J. Cole, Kendrick on their top five. It was like J. Cole, Kendrick, Wale, and then my name, BMAR. I'm like, oh wow, like that's insane. That's
Mhm.
insane. And I'm not even like I don't have the most monthly listeners. I got a couple good thousand. But the fact that like I'm in your algorithm and you listen to me like them, like that's
Mhm.
the beauty of it. There's negatives with everything, but I think it's the accessibility. I think it's very sick, how we can just pick and choose. We're not force fed the radio hit, you know. I like that aspect. Being an artist myself and like seeing where that can take you and like how you can grow an organic base. I think it's dope. I think it's very cool. Yeah.
Yeah. No, definitely. Radio, when people say radio is old, I'm like, it's not old. Like I used to think that, but then as I started coming around more in radio, people do listen to the radio. It's just there's other
Mm,
media channels now that you can consume. And a lot of people don't know that they have that choice. It's a lot that goes into it. Some people are aware,
yeah.
and some people aren't. But I feel what you're saying. That's 100% valid. I can see that. It's just a debatable topic when it comes to like how
Yeah,
music
yeah.
is today. So, but I can see your view for sure.
I mean, there's so much, like everyone has a shot now. So there's gonna be bad music,
Mhm.
Every like, it's one of those things. That's why you just gotta pick and choose what you like and what you don't.
Yeah.
Even with artists, everyone can make a DistroKid account and put out music or a SoundCloud. And it's like not every you have to, depending on what you like, you have to decide what's real and what's not, if you're a consumer. But hey, I ain't knocking nobody, man. If I don't like it and they're popping, I'm like, hey, respect. You did
Kudos.
something right.
No,
you
for
know?
real.
Yeah. And I like radio too. I wasn't trying to take a shot at radio saying it's old. I just know when I was a kid, they played the same things and that's what I like. But now it's like you just go to Spotify and every playlist is like the radio now. That's the comparison I was making though.
Oh no, you're good. You're good. Um, if you could do a collab with anyone, dead or alive, who would it be?
Dead or alive? Can you hear me still?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, perfect. My AirPod died. But
Oh, you're fine.
dead or alive, damn. Because my first thought is Kanye, you know what I mean? Being one of my favorite artists and producers, but Man, bro, like there's some goats too, though. Like there's some deep cuts. Man, I mean, my gut is saying Bob Marley, you know.
Okay.
I just don't know what the hell we make, but I don't know how the fuck that would work, but
Yeah.
you never know. I mean, uh Curtis Mayfield, he was from like the 70s. He was dope. I don't know, man. Some weird old like low key dude, like or even taking it to today, like Pharrell. I'll work with Pharrell.
Okay.
Pharrell's he doesn't age physically and musically. He doesn't age. Um, um, so Kanye, Pharrell, and then I'll give one more for this generation. I say Kendrick. Kendrick,
Okay.
because I like what he does, and I like his albums and how serious they are and how crazy he goes. And I met him, so he was cool when I met him. He was very nice, so he's always good with me.
How did you come across Kendrick?
I went to a concert in 2018. He came to the Hershey Park Arena, and I was about 19 years old, and my goal was like, yo, I'm gonna rap to him, get signed, just live my life. And I met him backstage. I purchased a backstage VIP thing, and it was literally like take a picture with them and then keep the fuck going on, like like.
Oh wow.
And I just stood there and I like talked to him for like a minute, but I was just like not fanning out, but I was kind of just like, yo, man, like you mean a lot to me, and you're an inspiration. I appreciate what you do. I'm a lyricist too. Like I like how you write. And he like listened to me. Like he gave me time. He wasn't just like brushing me off. He's like, oh man, I really appreciate that. Like, you know. So yeah, I met him in 2018. It was like a concert. It was him, SZA, Schoolboy Q. They did like a TDE tour, and
Uh-huh.
I just bought like the VIP joint just so I could meet him. My plan was to give him my tape, rap to him. I couldn't rap to him because like there was more people meeting him, obviously. But yeah, man, it was surreal. It was so random, but it was cool. I found out about it like the day before, and I bought the pass like the night before. I like barely slept. It was crazy.
Aw. Well, I'm so glad that you were able to meet, one of the artists that inspired you. Hopefully you can come across him again.
Yeah, that's the goal.
Yeah. As far as what you have out now, you said that you were going to be putting out two singles, if I believe, every month in the year 2026. So, um, so far you have put out your single Get Too Far. When can we expect the next one this month?
Something different, you know. Um, that's the goal with this, just being versatile, you know, putting out 26 songs. I think that's 26, 2026, 26 songs. Yeah. 12 times. Well, 24, but then I dropped two in December. I started a month early, so it's 26. So,
Okay.
um, yeah, just versatile, like dropping a new vibe every week. That's what I'm intending to do. So the next one in particular is titled I Like That, featuring the homegirl Dina. She is from Delaware, I want to say. R&B artist, rapper, producer. She's super, super dope. And totally different vibe from Get Too Far. And that's what I want to do. Like raps, R&B, some dance music, whatever, or however I'm feeling at the moment. Just want to put out as much music as possible, man, for different feelings. Um, so yeah, after that, I lost track of the schedule, but after I like that, I don't even know. I'm just putting out anything I can, really. Just anything I make, I just want to put out to the world, man.
Okay. Cool, cool, cool. And I always do this in all my interviews. What are three things that you are grateful for?
Ooh, I like that. That's a dope question. I'm grateful for number one, my daughter. I just had a child in October. So very grateful for her. Two, the ability to create when I want, where I want, and able to be an independent artist in this time and space. I feel like it's very underrated and unappreciated. And number three, man, just for my belief in God and my belief in myself through him. The fact that I can safely and confidently do what I want, without fucking anybody else up. Like the fact that I can just do me and just move through life having fun. I think that's super cool. But yeah, I'd say that, man. God, my daughter, and music, those three.
Okay, awesome. I love that. And congratulations.
Thank
Um,
you.
yes, we love that. So that's like a new experience. So you're coming into 2026, whole new game plan.
I always joke with the homies. I'm like, why did I decide the year my daughter was born to drop the most music I ever dropped in my life? Like, I'm not gonna be busy already.
It's
It's like,
because even more emotion,
yeah,
more emotion is gonna come out. So I think that that's gonna happen.
yeah,
Like more, you're gonna figure out that sound, but even then, it's still gonna continue to grow from there instead of just being one solid sound.
right, right,
Um,
for sure. Yeah.
so I did see some of the on different platforms, but the main place for people to stream, download would be where for you?
Main place to listen to my music, definitely Apple Music, Spotify. Doing this new thing though, where I'm teaming up with a company called Even. LaRussell, he's an independent artist. He uses it. It's offer-based pricing. So what I'm doing for 2026, and I did it for my last album, Stairway to Glory. The music is free, but you have the option to purchase it from me. It goes straight to my bank account. It's to support independent art, and
Mhm.
that's a big platform I'm pushing for 2026, just to show other artists and myself that you can, you know, have a business and make money off of your music. You know, so my goal is for 2026, even.biz is the website. And I'm putting all the music out for free. But if you truly support me, it's pay what you want. You can give me $1, $2. You can leave a message. Yo, here's $10, man. Love this song. And the cool thing about it is each release that you purchase and get access to comes with either audio of me explaining the song, how it was created, like the inspiration behind it, merch discount for everything on my merch site, behind the scenes photos, videos. You're getting like more
Mhm.
context to the song and to the music. So I just wanted to give that out as a treat, and to people who really rock with me and want to support. It's not an obligation. It's just something that I wanted to offer to people and also gauge myself to see where I'm at with my
Mhm.
fans and where they're at too. Like it shows you if people are in Baltimore, Brazil, Maryland, whatever, So yeah, but Spotify, Apple Music, even, I would appreciate if y'all went to even, man, the support of your boy. Got a lot of cool things, but I'm everywhere, man. Just look up 4 letters, man. BMAR.
Yes. And that your socials just BMAR.
Yeah, Instagram, BMAR underscore music, TikTok, BMAR.music. You'll find me, man. Just you look up BMAR, you'll find me.
Okay, awesome, awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
Alrighty. So everything he just said, please go ahead and stream or download his music, especially show support to him on even.biz. You can find the links in his bio on Instagram, BMAR underscore music. So yeah, go ahead and check him out. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, follow to the Artist Room podcast. Thank you so much, guys, for listening. And also follow me as well at Where's Jess, WHERS JESS. BMAR, thank you so much for coming out and doing this interview. You're so awesome, great energy, and I love that you don't box yourself in and are just releasing and putting yourself out there. You started, a lot of people don't start, and that's mad respect for me to you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Hell yeah. Thank you. This
Yeah.
is dope.
Thank you.